Here's the question. How do you make the impossible possible? Simple. Remove the I am, the ego. Now, how do you step into that newfound possibility? With a series of small intentional steps. Never forget, the greatest among us started from humble beginnings. But to truly unlock your potential, realize you're here for something greater. If you're yearning for more than just a good life, let's take that small step together to reach greatness. Welcome to the Greatness from Small Beginnings podcast, where we're talking to those who have gone from mediocrity to motivated, overlooked to overachieving, forgettable to unforgettable. Are you ready? Let's go. Welcome back. This is where we discuss, sometimes with others, sometimes just by myself, trying to figure out the best road to greatness for myself and to help you a little bit too in the process. So the subject today is, I had a conversation today about the book, The Purpose-Driven Life. Okay, so regardless of who wrote it, where that book came from, the concept is pretty amazing, pretty cool. Like, what is our purpose on earth? It has something to do, as you already have surmised, with greatness. I believe with everything in me that we are put on this earth to do something great, to do multiple things great, to be great. And that being said, we have to come from small places. We have to come from where we were. We have to come from what we inherited from our parents and others, and then often overcome those things. So that reminder today about that book was really important to me, because it's like, oh yeah, okay, what is my purpose? A little bit reminder, what is my purpose? And mine has to do with human kindness and a kind of a relational bent that pushes people towards seeing Jesus, towards having a deeper relationship with God, or to start a relationship with God. And that's important to me. That's my purpose on this earth. Now, the layers to that purpose are, I own a business, 60 people, I help them set goals, I help them figure out what are they going to do to make their lives better with the energy that we have here, with the money they're making here, with the leadership they have around them. What are they going to do with those things to make their life better and make their life an increase and head to that greatness that I'm always talking about? But I will tell you that one of my paths to greatness, another reminder today, as I was talking through that concept with the other guy on the phone, is that I know that that's much of my purpose, is to bring kindness to others so that they can have success, prosperity, so that they can have that deeper relationship with God, which I believe gets them to those things, that amazing success and prosperity. And really what we call an abundant life. But then I realized that, I told him this, I said, I have been doing something recently. I took on a task at work that is hard, really hard. And it takes a lot of bandwidth to concentrate, to make sure we don't forget something, lose something. And then it takes a lot of effort and energy to actually handle the thing. And it stresses me out, to be honest. It creates anxiety. It frustrates me. And I don't love it. Matter of fact, I would say I abhor it, which is like right on the verge of hate. But because it's good for those around me, because it's good for the one that should be doing it, that probably has that is better at it than me, they don't have the capacity because of where they land in the company, and they don't have the ability to do it well. But I had, when I volunteered, I had that ability to do that. Now it has taken a toll a little bit, but I intend on keeping the role and continuing it, even though I hate it. So one of the things I've said to my kids and others is that, when people talk about, oh, I want to have a job I'm passionate about, well, that's all fine and dandy. But we're in construction, and around here in my most of my family, there's only one of my kids that isn't in construction. Well, my daughter, but her husband is in construction. And then my youngest son is in another line of work altogether. But there's a lot of things that go on in construction that are not fun, that are hard. And another conversation I was having is that I realized that it's probably the one thing with more factors that are uncontrollable, that others control, that the weather controls, the outside factors control. And it might be one of the hardest industries there are, that once you grow to a certain level, then you can't control most of it. You have to actually rely on people around you to do that. And that is really hard. So the thing that I've been thinking more about today is sometimes we need to remember the purpose of our life. And what I've told my kids is that you don't need to be passionate about your job. You need to be passionate about the who and the why you go do the job, the family, the wife, the future that you're building with that work. Now, if you hate it, that ruins your attitude, but you don't have to love it. I've probably said that before on this podcast. You don't have to love it. Work, my dad used to say, is a 4-letter word. It's kind of a bad thing. It's hard. But if you hate it, that's also bad. So let's find something that you can kind of live with and remember the purpose behind the work, like who it's for and why you're doing it, and then the long game. So this thing that I do that I don't like, that I really abhor, I am going to do it for a while still until the other person gets bandwidth. And I'm going to do it with gusto. I'm going to do it with conviction, and I'm going to keep going, because that's what, when you have a purpose, my purpose being kind and to see others succeed and to pick up where others are falling or to help. Those are things that I enjoy and that are a big part of my capacity. And I need to do those things. So in this case, I'm going to stick with this hard thing, even though I abhor it and it brings anxiety and it's super hard. I'm going to continue to get better myself. I may even get better at that particular task, the repetitive tasks that I have to do. And that is my intention, to continue getting better. So this podcast today, summed up, is remember your purpose. What are you on this earth to do, to be? And then how can you energize that in your daily life, in your business, in your job, in your marriage, in your other relationships, and then live in that, even though there's hard things. And don't worry about the fact that it's hard things, because that is part of the deal. I kind of get tired of the politics because comfort seems to be the only thing we're after. Now, I want a good economy because I do want a little bit of comfort in being able to sell jobs and pull those dollars into the company. I want that. And yet I've seen the lack of that. And you know what? We've survived through it in every case. And it's not bad to have good systems and processes and good marketing and the other things that are important in the company, so that they bring their own energy over here on the side. And then you put enough of those pieces together to create what you want. So there's the encouragement, both a political statement saying we need to take responsibility for ourselves, number one. And number two, I wouldn't listen too much to politics, because it doesn't actually affect you very much or your pocketbook. Now, it seems like it might, but it doesn't. You get to make the choice. So go make your choice. That's for sure. Now let's close out this very short podcast today with a couple of things that I've been saying fairly often about greatness. This is by Zig Ziglar. You were designed for accomplishment, engineered for success, and endowed with the seeds of greatness. Now, go be great. It's your choice.